Hey, what's up, everyone? This is going to be an experience that I had tonight. And exactly what you see right up there to the right, the way the hind legs are and the front legs, that's pretty much how it was standing as it was moving along. But it had a very hairy appearance like that. So, what we witnessed tonight, my mama and I were in town. We were at Walmart quite late tonight. And the only other place that was open when we got out of there was the Papa John's. And this is about a little over 16 miles from our house. Probably more than that. I don't know. I would say a lot more than that, but the map says it's 16 miles, but I really highly doubt. I think it's actually further than that. But what happened when I came out of there? There's basically here's the setup of here. I'm going to draw. If you're heading down the road like this, and that's the main road, and you have to turn, take a turn, and then there's a bunch of grassy areas, like just a bunch of grassy areas there, and this is road right here, and then on the other side is a bunch more grassy areas. There's a river, there's everything, and then there's a bunch of fancy homes on the other side of the road over that way, and fancy homes this way. But this is the road, and we're turning. Then we go this way, and then we take a turn. We go into the Papa John's parking lot, and the parking lot is, here's the building, and it's like a strip mall. And you go inside there. We were parking right here, and so I go in there, right in there, into the front of the store, or the Papa John's. I come out and get the pizza. Well, I come out with the pizza later. And as we drive off, and we're driving back off through here, and as we stop right here. We stop right here. And like I stated, remember, here's all the grassy area, and then suddenly I noticed. I said, "Look, Mama." I said, that's a wolf or a dog. And then I think, oh, okay, maybe the dog, maybe it needs something to eat or whatever. The cat's coming in here. And I thought, well, maybe I should give it something to eat. I don't know why we were thinking that. But it wouldn't look at us. It would not turn its head toward us at all. So if the cat makes any noise, I'm sorry. The cat's very energetic and wild. This cat is, man, more energy than anything I've ever seen. Anyway, and it wouldn't look at us. But it gave us the strangest feeling later after I comprehended and put two and two together what had happened. And this thing was on all fours. About as furry and hairy as what you see there, but hairier, but it moved like right there. And so it was just standing there. We roll the window down and we holler at it, and I start hollering at it and whistling, and I'm thinking it's a regular dog, might need something to eat. But then I noticed it started moving strangely. Back and forth, and just moving in a super fast pace, back and forth, in a way that no ordinary dog would do. And I'm like, that's got hair like a wolf. I said, that looks like a wolf. But yet, I was like, I think that's a Skinwalker. And so we decide, the cat's playing in the background, I don't know why she picks now to do that, but anyway, yeah. I said that's a Skinwalker. That's what I thought. I totally, oh my goodness, I totally came to the conclusion that that's what it was after I realized what all had happened. And this thing moved along, it started hopping like with a limp. I thought it was, I was like, well, it must be hurt. This is when I was thinking maybe it's a dog, but it started hopping and moving with a limp, and then like trot, trot, just like that right there. But it was moving in that sort of way, like you see at the top right. And when it did that, that's when I thought, that's not a regular dog. And then it took off moving back and forth, and it moved at an astonishing rate. Not like a regular dog, or a wolf even. And then it took off moving. And I think it was because I was there. I really do somehow. I just think it was meant to be seen. Because things like that follow me around. And so, it then ran across the road. Now, back to, see if I can change the color. Back to when I was stating that we were leaving. So when we started leaving now, and then we stopped right here, these other vehicles went through, and that, whatever that was right there across from us, suddenly disappeared, and it had gone across the road. The cars moved, a truck and a vehicle, and it just went right through there. Like they were nothing, like they weren't even there. And then there's a fence row right here. And this thing got up to the fence and the bushes disappeared. But by the time it got to it, it looked like it was a white dog. Like the color you see on that one right there. By the time it got to the fence line, it was a white, smaller dog. And then we drove on off, and then went back on the main road and back home. And that's what happened. Then when we get home, and this is about around midnight, we sit in the driveway for a moment. And suddenly, I open the door. My mama was saying, "Do you hear that? What is that?" And then, and I listened, and I opened the door. And I was thinking, why didn't I think to record with a tablet? But that's not even the first thing that popped in my mind. When I heard this stuff, when I heard these things, the first thing that popped in my mind was just, I got chills. Oh, a thing that happened, I don't know if this is related, but when we were driving back, just like not even a quarter, not even, probably wasn't even 0.1 miles. It was like right there at it from where that was. This person is walking, and they're stopped suddenly. They're just stopped on the side of the road, and they have their entire body covered and their face covered. Right around the place where we seen what I believe strongly to be that Skinwalker. Or those Skinwalkers. Some more of them were there. Some more of those things were gathered, and it looked like there were several glimpses of dogs that I seen that just vanished. And it's hard to put all of this together. I'm trying to remember it all that just happened. It was quite It was quite something. I mean, and it gave us chills after it happened. I mean, yeah, it was something else. There's no way to witness something like this without getting chills. And I tried to look at things in a perspective of, oh, it was, at first, it's a dog, it's a wolf, That's what I thought at first. And then the way it moved, and then I realized it's way too large. And you couldn't really get a glimpse of it. You really couldn't get a good view. It was hard to see. It was dark. It was just in the dark and moved very stealthily, moved very quickly. And let me tell you, they're able to move very fast. Very quickly. Very, very quickly. But then there was this man walking. He was on the side of the road in the middle of the night. Just on the side of the road. And his face is covered. Black. Just, his face is covered in black. I don't know what was on the face, but it was blocked. And his face was, and he just stared at us. And my mama seen him staring at us. Just like turning his head watching us, right next to us, while we were driving down the road back home. And this was right where this had happened. Then as we got home and we pulled in the driveway, we sat there eating some of the pizza, and suddenly we both hear that sound that I was just describing, and it was like I opened the door of the truck, and then I closed it back. Because we had heard these, like, all around us. Just, and there were some, that was so strange. I mean, it was like, well, I've heard all that before. Don't get me wrong, I've heard that before, but mixed in with the that part was, it was so clear. I'm getting chills now talking about it, but that wasn't, the first thing that should have popped in my mind was record with the tablet, but it wasn't. Then as we're sitting there, we suddenly hear boom, 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 like a knocking on the top of the truck, the ceiling of the truck. And we're both like, what the heck? And it sounded like a marble rolled. Then we hear a noise, like a, and it sounded like something just tapping on the back of the truck, on the window, and on the ceiling. Tapping on the truck. And then we said a prayer in the name of Jesus Christ, and we asked it to please leave us in peace in the name of the Lord. It didn't stop. No matter what. It kept on happening. And then, after I left the truck, she said it stopped when I left. And these things follow me around. And I was told online that they'll likely follow you no matter where you go, if you're like I am, if you're like this way. That's the cat. Hey, kitty. But anyway, that gotta tend to the cat here, pet the cat, but she wants all of the attention. But anyway, the sound in the truck, that was very freaky. And then when I get out, she said it stopped when I got out. And the cat got back down again, so that's what you just heard. And then it stopped after I got out of the truck. And when I was walking up to the porch, a dark figure, small dark figure just went by and went toward the house. Then there were noises all around the porch. Noises, just buzzing and movements. Things moving. And as I went to the house, then later, when I turned the lights on, lots of small dark figures just went everywhere. Went under any type of area they could get. Then I'm walking to the truck, putting the groceries in, bringing the groceries into the house. And as I'm sitting there, I start to listen. And I seen something later that appeared to be like it puts me in the mind of a tall, long-legged white deer. And I knew it was too tall and long-legged to be a deer. And I started backing toward the house from the truck. I seen it with a headband light, and then I started backing toward the house. I got the dog food bag, the 50-pound dog food bag, and I grabbed the pizza in the other hand, and walked toward the house. In the other arm, walked toward the house. And then it was quite something. I later had heard like like that. My daddy, when he went up Nana's, a few days ago, he heard, like, he said it sounded like a large owl, but way too large to be an owl. And her dog was scared, and he even went into his pen and was whining. And he said he got all the wolves and all the coyotes and everything stirred up, and there were these creatures going, "Ooh," and "Ooh," way too large to be, like, "Ooh," way too large to be any normal animal. That was up at her house. But what all happened was that happened to us tonight. When we were at Papa John's, and there's this area that they've really built on some old Native American Indian land, I'm sure it is. I'm sure they built on all of that, and then when we got back home, all around in the woods, these things were yelling. And then my tablet started acting strange and playing music by itself. That's another thing. So, these are the things that happened tonight. I hope you made it through this entire video and heard all of my accounts of my experiences that happened tonight. Thank you for listening, and I thank you for everything. If you have had a similar experience, whether it's with some sort of cryptid being, Sasquatches, whether it's interdimensional, paranormal, supernatural, Dogman, Wolfman, or wolf beings, or Skinwalkers. If you are, and my grandmother was Cherokee. My grandmother, she looked like a Cherokee Indian, a Cherokee Native American Indian. And she was part Cherokee. My grandmother on my mama's side, my great-grandmother. Not my granny, but my great-grandmother, my granny's mama. They called her Mother. And she witnessed a lot. And she was very spiritually inclined, connected to the paranormal and supernatural, and she experienced it all. So, maybe that's where I get part of this. But the thought of, like, that was going straight toward me. It was right there, I didn't even notice it. While I was bringing the pizza to the truck, and that was all around me. And then when we got back home, all of that supernatural activity, it was all around. It followed us, and it was going to continue happening. Anyway, this is my accounts and experiences from tonight. This is just tonight. Anyway, let me know if you've experienced anything similar. And if you're a Native American Indian, much respect goes to you. And peace, love, and respect. And if anyone else out there, much love to you as well. If you know of these beings, and if you know more about it, let me know. I know there are many types of beings in the Native American Indian culture. I've experienced owl-looking beings, and things that act as rabbits, or ravens, or crows, or they'll act as birds, or they'll act as owls, or large owls, or different things. But you can tell they're not. And sometimes they'll appear much like a large owl, or a jackal. But this was tonight, and it was like a very large wolf/dogman, but it was Skinwalker related. And there's the person staring at us with all black, covered in black, dark, turning his head, watching us, staring right at us as we're driving down the road. So please give your thoughts. Peace and God bless. Much love. Bye.